welcome to our Cosplay Guest Panel here at BotCon. I'll be your MC for today, Ky Hikari Cosplay. I'll be emceeing the cosplay contest later. So to start this off, we're gonna give each of our individual guests a minute to talk a little about themselves, and then I've got some questions for them. Is everybody ready? We're gonna start down here.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I go by Ari underscore is here. I mostly do cosplays from retro JRPGs, and I stream them on Twitch. I'm a Twitch partner, and I do deep analysis and lore on these games as well, with character analysis, and I also cosplay them. I really love Squall. I think he's the perfect example of abandonment trauma, and he's very interesting. So it's nice to meet y'all. Thank you so much for coming out today.
Hi, my name is Jackie. I go by Muchhotness Cosplay online. I've been cosplaying for 12 years now. I mainly stick to like retro animes. I think 90s animes are probably my favorite. But I love all animes. I've done about 100 different costumes. Obviously, some not handmade, some handmade. I do a good mixture of both. I really enjoy doing wig work, makeup work. So I'm not really a prop person, but sewing's really fun as well. I just love meeting new people in the community, and I'm really happy to be here, so thank you guys.
Hello, I'm Peacypie Cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2018, consistently, but my first cosplay was way back 2010. Right now, I'm very busy with event organization for conventions and small events here around Houston. I've been branching out to Dallas as well, and I think that's it. Yeah, I love cosplaying gaming characters, anime characters, comic characters as well. And my favorite character is Ari, yeah, from League of Legends. All right.
Hi, I'm Briannatty. I've been cosplaying for 9 years. I like to make props sometimes. I like to sew too. My favorite one that I've done is Melina for Mortal Kombat. And, oh, awesome! That's awesome! Thank you. Happy to be here. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, perfect. All right, so our first question is just a simple question, nothing too serious. What does cosplay mean to you personally? I'll give you a few minutes to think. Not really. I'm just kidding.
Not really.
Does anybody want to go first? Does anyone have their answer at the top of their head? Are you ready?
For me, cosplay is my expression of, I call cosplay an art, actually. It's not just a hobby for me, but it's an expression of who I am. Usually, not every cosplayer are introverts, and I am one of them, but I get out of my shell because of cosplay. And I'm able to meet more people, have more friends, and have memorable experiences with cosplay. Yeah. So it's an expression of myself. Yeah.
That's a lovely answer. Who wants to go next? Are you ready?
I guess I'm ready.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So cosplay to me is just like a sense of community. It kind of just brings everybody together. I've met so many great people throughout this journey that I've been on, and honestly, I don't think that I would have ever been able to do half the things that I've done in my life without cosplay, without the confidence that it's given me. So it's just such a great sense of community for me.
Cosplay has really helped me come to terms with myself. A lot of the characters that I cosplay them for a reason. You have characters with troubled pasts, characters that are a little rambunctious and a little wild, and I think being able to artistically portray them in like a different light, like with sets and lighting and everything, has really helped give me the confidence to feel more comfortable with displaying the different sides to my personality, because people are multifaceted human beings and we all have different aspects to our personality. So I think it's really helped me come to terms with who I am. Like Peacypie and like what you said. It's really helped you come out of your shell and have more confidence and meet a lot of wonderful, incredible people and just really come to terms with who you are.
I would say I agree with everything that my beautiful colleagues here have said, but I also, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be an actress, and I feel like when you're cosplaying, it also gives you an acting opportunity, especially like in photos, you're portraying the character, and you're sometimes also when you're at conventions, sometimes people act as their character, which is also really fun too. So that's another thing, another aspect of it to add on to that I think is fun, is it's another form of acting, and of course the creativity, so that comes with it.
Perfect. So you mentioned the word journey, which leads into my next question. What is something that you wish you knew at the beginning of your cosplay journey that you know now, as someone who's been in the game for a little while?
Oh, no. Honestly, something I wish I would have known way back in the day that I know now is that at the end of the day, we're all just nerds trying to have a good time. It's not a competition. Initially, like, I really just thought that, like, people were doing this for, like, clout and stuff at the time, but, like, it's not like that. So obviously there are cases, but it's really not like that most of the time. It's just, you know, we're trying to be ourselves, we're trying to express ourselves and show everybody like what we enjoy doing, and yeah, pretty much.
Yes, you go.
I wish that I would have known how, like, being a cosplayer online specifically, how online can be mean. And so you really gotta have a thick skin. I had to learn to get that thick skin, and it's been a journey, but you know, here we are.
For me, I didn't know that when I got into cosplay that there's such a thing as cosplay contests. So all I know about cosplay is just dressing up and showing up in cons. And then I didn't know about the cosplay contest, and it opened doors for me that I am able to organize some events, cosplay contests, manage some cosplay group photo shoots, and put things together. It opened a lot for me. I never knew I had that knack of organizing and managing stuff. Yeah.
Perfect.
Not everyone in the community has a clique-like mentality. A lot of people will celebrate you and are highly inclusive. One of my first cosplay experiences, I went with a friend to meet some really popular cosplayers in the community, and they excluded me, and I'm never gonna forget that feeling of being excluded. But I've come to realize over the years that not everybody is like that, and that there are people out there that are gonna celebrate you and celebrate all that you do and all that you are, and you should put your focus on them and ignore the people that want to be cliquish.
Perfect. A lot of excellent answers. As we know, our community can be rough at times, and other people can be rude and disrespectful. But this is a space, you know, where we don't do rude and disrespectful. If you're gonna be rude and disrespectful, you can find the door. I will escort you out myself. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Anyway, so let's move on to our next question. What is the one skill as a cosplayer that you think eludes you the most? Like, for an example, for me, I always say that prop making is for people who are good at it, not for me. So anything like that, be it props, wigs, even the social media aspect, photos, you know, just think about anything like that.
Oh, you're red. She said she red.
I'm like, I know my flaws. I'm just kidding. No, I actually think that wigs for me are the hardest part. Like, even today, like, I hate the wig that I'm wearing today. But I didn't have time to get a better one. But like, I like making props, I like sewing, but the wigs, like, that's the stuff that really takes the time, and you gotta learn how to use the right glue and the hairspray, and oh god, that's crazy. People that are really good at wigs, oh my god, y'all are amazing.
I think for me too, that's one of my hardest part, styling wigs. and cutting them. I'm just scared. Yeah, I'm just scared to even try. Yeah. Yeah, and then I just have to practice. That's what they always say. But and I don't know. I'm good at makeup, but not with hair. You know, I can spend a lot of time, a lot of hours doing my makeup, but I get so impatient with hair more than also wigs. So yeah, that's
No, you're okay, you're good. Honestly though, if nobody's accidentally butchered a wig, you haven't been cosplaying long enough. Because we've all done it. It is tragic. Sorry, I just had to add that because I was like, ooh, I feel that. I feel like I need to say that. I really like styling wigs. I'm not the best at it. Obviously, I have a long ways to go. But I feel like that and makeup are probably my stronger suits. I've been sewing on and off for years as well, but I get impatient with sewing and crafting, and I'm like, I just want this to be done. So sometimes I rush it. And yeah, so I feel like I can sometimes do better work than what I'm putting out, and so I should work on that.
We are our own worst enemies sometimes.
That's true. Yeah.
For me, sewing, I can't tell you the amount of times I'm doing a stitch and then I mess it up and I have to go take a break. But I remember reading this article, I think Jessica Naguri wrote it. She said that she really struggles with sewing too, and that's why she focuses so much on like armor. And I thought that was interesting. So you gotta kind of like, I guess you kind of gotta work with your strengths in a sense, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, definitely sewing. Sewing is a nightmare for me.
Y'all ever accidentally sew the wrong side?
Oh,
Sometimes I'm just like, this is fine. I'm just gonna make this work. I won't even go back and redo it. I'm like, oh well.
I can't imagine how many times did I sew those cuckoo skirts inside out?
Yeah, she was sewing her
15.
skirts out, and I don't think mine got done because we were just having so much trouble.
Anyway, that's a fun story for another day. All right, so my next question, now we've talked about your weaknesses, now we're gonna celebrate you and talk about your strengths. What would you say is your strongest aspect as a cosplayer? And then what would you say your top 2 tips would be in that expertise? I know that's hard.
Oh, she's ready.
She ready again.
Ready again. She's ready.
So I know my flaws and I know my strength. No, I'm kidding. So actually, and I don't know if I think you mentioned makeup, but like I feel like not everybody concentrates a lot on like the makeup in general, and makeup to me is like so important when it comes to cosplay, which is everybody has their own things that they think are important. Everybody's different. For me, oh my god, I love makeup so much, and so I feel like I've learned how to like do more makeup when you're taking pictures or videos and stuff because it translates better on pictures and video, and then in real life you might look a little crazy, but god dang, it looks good in pictures. And so it's all about like the science of makeup. I feel like that's my personal strength, but also I just love makeup in general, so there's that too. But that's me, makeup.
What would you say are your top 2 tips?
Oh, top 2 tips for makeup. Sorry, I totally forgot that part of your question.
That's why I'm here.
So tips then, back to the taking pictures. If you're taking pictures, make it bigger. If you think that you've done too much, you probably haven't done enough. That's my tip for that. Another tip for makeup, I think angles also are kind of a thing. Like work with your shadows and stuff like that, with contouring whenever I keep thinking of pictures, like that's all I'm thinking of.
That's
Fictional
fine,
pictures.
You'll never see you in person.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
they will always see the picture.
Exactly.
For me, my strength, it's so hard when you talk about yourself and your strength. I have to really, I think it's more of, again, organization, group cosplay. I just like to be with people now. I mentioned a while ago that I'm an introvert, but I'm a very outgoing introvert. It helps me to get out of my shell, as I said a while ago. So I love to organize and encourage the beginner cosplayers. I love panels, doing panels, especially in helping and educating beginners, because I'm actually a teacher by profession. So I love to educate the young ones, the beginner cosplayers, and I think that's who I am. That's my heart.
No, that's beautiful. I think a lot of people don't focus on that being a strength as much. Like they are like playing all these like elaborate events in these groups, and they're like, oh, well, that's not a strength. Yes, it is, because bringing people together and creating community is a strength that I wish more cosplayers had, because think of how much nicer it would be. Just saying. All right, here you go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so this one's gonna be a little bit different, I guess. Honestly, I would say social media, which is
You're really good at it.
it's random, but it's easier for me to talk to people on social media. I have pretty extreme social anxiety, and it's honestly only gotten worse since I stopped having a job like serving that puts me out of my shell more. So I find whenever I'm online and I talk to people online that I can be more myself with them, because when I get in person with people, sometimes I get really anxious and nervous, and I can't really get out everything that I want to say to them. So I try to like promote my social media to be a place where I sit there and I make sure I converse with people, I interact with people, I go out of my way to find new cosplayers that I'm like, oh my god, I want to follow them, I want to see their stuff. So I say that that's my strength just because I'm able to meet people that way, and I'm able to kind of like network through that skill. And honestly, that's how I know so many of you people first, was because I talked to you online first, because I'm way more comfortable that way.
That's a great skill to have, because I'm not very good at social media. Like, I'm so bad, I get lost in the notifications and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't follow them.
It's overwhelming too.
Yeah. I think my strength is prop making. I'm gonna be honest, this is not the best prop I've made. I made it in a week. But I've been making props ever since I was small with my grandpapa. He was a master woodworker, and he taught me how to scale and draw on graph paper and everything. So I think I have a really good knack for like conceptualizing it in my brain and then drawing and scaling it. And there's a lot of math that goes into that as well. And I used to use foam, and I made a wooden keyblade when I was really small. But now I'm starting to get into 3D printing, and yeah. But we're getting there. But yeah, I'm not really good at anything else. It's mostly prop making.
Oh yeah, you all did. Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah.
That's why I said I was here and I forgot to.
Okay.
My advice is try, right? Try, and even if it's just baby steps, you gotta start somewhere. Yeah, and then don't compare yourself to others in achieving a goal. Do it on your own pace, as long as you're moving and you are progressing. And that goes for prop making, for organization, for makeup. I think that goes for anything in life, actually. Yeah.
I agree. The same. If you're not growing, you're dying. So.
You're so funny. I would say one tip, from my perspective, would be just to go interact with people online. Honestly, you don't know how much of a difference your one nice comment can make on someone's photo or something, how much it can make their day. And my second tip would honestly just be to be kind to yourself also, because social media is really hard. So yeah, it's very overwhelming, like they were saying. So.
I think the best advice I can give is your cringe is your strength. I think a lot of us get into the headspace, we make something and we're like, oh god, this is so cringe, I can't wear it, wear the thing, go out there, wear it. I can guarantee every time I've made something that's cringe, people are really nice about it. If someone comes up to you and they're hating on you, that's not the kind of person you want to be around to begin with, right? Most people are going to celebrate you, so do the cringe thing. Cringe is cool.
Cringe is cool, because Jackie can tell you, I've had this jacket for God knows how long. It was like the second thing I ever made, and I still wear it around like it's like my prized possession. I'm like, I don't care if these stitches look wonky. I'm seeing the trophies in my house that I got now. Just kidding. Anyway, but
Great work. Don't let her pull you off.
stop. Gas me up a little bit more later. I'm just kidding. Anyway, all right, now a fun question. Are y'all ready? What is your it cosplay? Like, we're going on the runway today. What are you wearing and why? What do you wear?
Look at me.
Because I know you know already. I'm looking at you.
I wear this, but in fuku form. Yeah, Sailor Venus was my first cosplay. She's the reason I got into cosplaying. She's the only reason I still cosplay half the time. This is my baby. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I recently did a 3-hour podcast with some other moonies about Venus, so I'm gonna just not say too much more because I could talk forever.
I cosplayed her.
You do?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, I want to see pictures later.
I guess I cosplayed the regular Sailor, like Sailor Scout version.
Still, I want to see pictures.
Yes, I will show you. And it was a long time ago. I haven't get anything. Ever since Con. It was a long time. I've been searching for my old Facebook.
Okay.
Because my previous old Facebook got deactivated itself is because of a lot of hack issues and stuff. So you remember on my old Facebook account, right? So I decided that this is my main account now.
And what about you?
Oh,
We're going on the runway right now.
I would probably have.
to get ready.
There's so many. Probably Hilda from Pokemon Black and White. It was one of the first cosplays I ever did, and it popped the hell off on Instagram. It was wild. And I met a lot of my community through playing Pokemon. So Hilda has a really special place in my heart, and I think I really pulled her off very well. So I would have to say Hilda from Pokemon Black and White.
Good answer. Yeah. See, if this was Family Feud, we'd be winning.
For me, it's Ari from League of Legends. I'm actually cosplaying her. I don't know. That's the problem. But my favorite. I know. She has a lot of good skins, and I just love any kitsune or fox, nine-tailed fox. But I think my favorite is my Spirit Blossom cosplay because the colors are so vibrant, and I turn into a different personality when I'm wearing Ari. I don't know why, but I don't know. Yes, she possesses me. Yeah, it's the confidence too. Yes. Yeah.
For me, I would do if I'm on the runway, my Melina cosplay it's from Mortal Kombat 11. It wasn't the first one I made by myself, but I made the whole thing myself, the props and everything, and I was just really proud. So I would definitely, and of course I have the teeth and everything, so I would be scaring that audience.
It's okay.
As I should.
Yes. It looks good. It's phenomenal. I've seen pictures of it, so it's a winner. All right, now, here comes another question. Are you ready for this one? Here we go. What is the one character that you want to cosplay, but you haven't, and why?
I'm like, I know this one. Okay, so Skyrim is my favorite game in the whole world. I could talk about it for 10,000 years straight. If anybody knows Skyrim, the Nightingale armor, oh my god, I want to cosplay the Nightingale armor so bad, but I need way more skills than I currently have to do that. But yeah, that's the one. Oh man, I wanted to do that forever because it's awesome. Did you say why?
Yeah.
Okay, why? Because it's awesome. No kidding. No, because I'm so in love with Skyrim, and the Nightingale armor has been my favorite armor for the whole time I played that game. That game came out in 2011, and we're 2024, and I've been playing that game the whole time. And I always end up doing the Thieves Guild. Like I said, I can keep talking about it. Get this away from me.
I love your passion.
For me, it's Lady Devimon from Digimon. Yes, because I want to try doing armor, and if ever I'm gonna start doing armor, I want to do her. Yeah. So.
Do something you love when you start that
You'd
armor.
kill it. Just saying.
I'm still thinking, I'm sorry.
Junko from Danganronpa. I really want to explore that wild side of her. I really love it. I'd love to cosplaying her and see like what I can do with her creatively. Like she's absolutely unhinged, and I love it so much.
Why haven't you done it though?
Because I'm still playing through Danganronpa. I just started it like a month ago.
That's a good answer.
She wants to know her characters before she
Oh,
comes.
that's a good answer. You know me, I have to see something once and I'm in.
Honestly, it's a bad habit. Okay, so I think I would do Mint from Tokyo Mew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to think. I was like, what have I? No, it's hard because like I feel like I've tried so hard to like do everything I really wanted to do before everything else. But of course, everybody's like, oh, I want to do this cosplay changes like every week. I'm gonna add that one. I'm gonna add that
I
one.
don't want to see my list.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Mint's really cool. I haven't done her because I want to do a group. I don't want to do it by myself. I'm sorry. Wait, okay, so there are just some cosplays that like, you just feel like you want to do it, but you're like, man, I want to squad. I want to squad up for it.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust me. I know all about squads.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. All right, now we can start taking questions from the audience. If anyone has a question, does anybody have a question? Raise your hand. Someone's pointing at you, friend. You have a question?
Well, it's not more like a question, but like a words of encouragement for everyone. And,
Oh yeah, sure. We would love
if
to
you
hear
don't
your
mind.
words of encouragement.
Just for any cosplayers, new or experts, just want to say, just have fun, be creative, and make new friends, because you never know that cosplay can change you or outside. I mean, as someone who's been anxious and isolated from both high school and early on in college, I made a lot of new friends, but really, making prop making and a lot of stuff can really open me up into being a better person, or at least someone to be proud of. So I say just be happy. Don't let anyone just discourage you from saying you can or cannot do. I would always go just from a video game, just keep fighting. Just don't let your expectations pull you down. Just be happy and have fun.
I mean, the second word is play. So if you're not playing, what are you doing? It's not a well, unless you enter a contest, then it's a contest. But, you know, other than that, it's just a bunch of people playing Halloween all year round.
Contests have to be fun too.
Yeah, contests have to be fun, because if contests aren't fun, then they're miserable.
Yeah.
And I know you know how that feels, because I know I do too. Ooh-wee. Ain't nothing more miserable than staying for 5 hours and not having fun. Anyway, anyone else? Questions? Yes, my friend.
This one is called Peacypie Cosplay.
Yes.
You said you mentioned you're a big fan of fox skulls. Have you ever considered Yuan Yakuma from Toho Project?
Actually, I don't know that, but I'll look at it.
It's like, I know you mentioned you're a teacher, and so that's kind of a bit of a character.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. But thank you for the suggestion.
Awesome.
Toho fan.
That's an island anime, right?
Is it an item?
It's a bit of everything. Do y'all know Bad Apple?
No, I don't.
Okay. It's a bullet hell game, and then you got Super Popular, turned into manga series, 5 fan-made animes. You've definitely heard the music before.
Oh, thank you for the suggestion.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Come on, lay it on us.
So as cosplayers, I know a lot of times you can get really inspired by a lot of different things at the same time. So do you guys have any advice for prioritizing what cosplays you're working on?
Oh my god.
For the ADHD people in the room.
I know, I'm the culprit for that. Even if that's my superpower, I still get overwhelmed with the amount of my long list. Yeah, I would say it comes to time management. You have to prioritize what you want to do first and what can you do at that time if you have enough time. You know, time is of the essence. Be sure that you still have time for the people you love, for yourself as well. And that's how I think it should be. There will be time and place for every cosplay that you would like to have, but it's also a matter of money.
Mhm.
So if you have the time and the money to do it, yeah, those are the things, those are the factors.
Definitely. You know, I would chime in to say what I do is I take like a year at the glance calendar, so like January to December, and then I label every con that I would like to go to. Not saying I'm going to it, but I would like to go to. And then I look at it and then I say, am I going to compete at which cons? Then I circle those because those are priorities. Then I have to look, what am I making for this? How many weeks plus me not want to do nothing is it gonna take to finish for this? And then that's when I fill in all the small little projects, you know, the little fun things to keep you alive because, you know, you can't make it. But that's what my tip would be.
Yeah. So before you said, like, for my ADHD people, I was already gonna chime in with, first of all, take your ADHD medicine and we're gonna go from there. Look, I just started ADHD medicine 2 months ago and it's changed my life. I literally had not been wanting to craft since probably COVID, honestly. And suddenly I see myself like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna crank out this bodysuit Eevee. Oh, I'm gonna crank this out. I was like, oh, I miss making stuff. Let me just bedazzle these shoes because I don't like the paint job. I'm like, where was this before the medicine? But honestly, yeah, time management, like they said, because I'm the last person to ask about that. I still need to finish styling my wig for tomorrow because, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that, like, no matter how long you've been cosplaying for, you could still be con crunching, unfortunately. So take their advice and just laugh at what I said and don't do what I said.
I also have ADHD. Things are a little different for me though because part of my income is doing 2 characters a month, and a lot of the time I have a throne where I have a bunch of characters listed. So usually what I'll do is right now I've been working on Celis from Final Fantasy VI, and if someone from the community wants me to cosplay a specific character, they will gift it to me and I'll bump that up in rotation and put priority on it. And I have like 7 in queue right now. So I think that's a really good way of going about it. Just focusing on one to craft and then maybe wish listing some, because it's okay. You don't have to make every single one. Like you can split it up too.
Yeah. And that goes back to, you don't have to make every single part. Maybe these pants are from the store.
I don't know if I have much advice because I was supposed to do the Ky cosplay and I ended up doing Sukiyama instead, and Kaneki is all over the floor. So, you know, but I actually do what you did when you talked about the year with the calendar. I have a sheet, I have an Excel sheet of all the conventions color coded and everything. So, yeah.
The color code
She's disorganized too.
Yeah, she's slick. She said that that's your superpower, but that's her side power.
Side power, yes.
Yes. Do you had a question, my friend?
I guess for anybody, do you guys have like tips for cosplaying on a budget?
Ooh. I can't speak on that. I spend every dollar I own. Budgets?
We go thrifting, friend.
Yes.
We go thrifting. I have this, like, I have a couple of apps on my phone, like for walking apps and stuff, where you can make like $5 gift cards, stuff like that, to put towards like Amazon purchases, like if you need to get something on the low. I had to get something really quickly, like 2 weeks before a con for a group, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna Amazon it, and I had everything saved up, so I paid $10 for a $140 cosplay. So that's just another life hack in general, but other than that, we go thrifting and we save our fabric and reuse it.
Don't throw nothing away.
Also,
True.
sales.
Yes.
Sales.
Yeah. A little bit.
I actually made this cosplay from 2 other cosplays. I did Lulu from FF10, and the belts on my leg are from Lulu. and the jacket I deconstructed from my Sephiroth jacket cosplay. So I actually hold on to every cosplay that I have and I just reuse it and I deconstruct it and I just keep making new ones with it because I'm always doing it on a budget. I can't afford like a bunch of materials and I hold on to every fabric that I have and it's a mess, but we figure it out.
And I will say, these Texas thrift stores, they got a lot of stuff. One of my friends went, she got some freaking silk and some satin from the thrift store, and I almost passed out. I said, where did you get that from? She said, from the thrift store.
I will tell you something. I went to the Carry place. They're so cheap as heck. Those fabrics, it's like you can buy a roll of them. Like you can make like different kind of 5 things for like $1, and then all the beads and all the kind of stuff like something under $1, like 68 cents, 88 cents. Just usually I usually like do buy all I can for cosplay. There you go.
What I do is, well, there are some friends of mine who sells their cosplay. Now, if you're a person who doesn't mind buying secondhand, like me, I sell a lot of my cosplays just to make room in my house. So it's a good resource to get it from, to buy from other cosplayers who might not need it, but you might need it. You might want to refurbish it and make better. It's up to you if you don't mind doing that.
I'll let you do it. Just send me the link and I'll look it.
Yeah. Also jumping off of what they said, the 2 things popped in my head. I went to the thrift store, I saw this dress because I wanted to do a Sailor Saturn? Oh my gosh, my brain.
The purple one?
No, not Saturn. Oh, I always, Neptune, there we go. Sailor Neptune, but she has like a really pretty like dress version. And I wanted to do that, and I saw this dress at the thrift store. And it didn't fit me, but I was like, I could make it fit. So I still adapt this to thrift stores, man. And then once you cosplay as much as what we do, you kind of accumulate things. And like, I wanted to do a cosplay of Aizawa from My Hero Academia, girl version of course. And I just piled up what I had in my closet. I didn't even have to get anything new, except for the $5 fabric to make the scarf. But other than that, everything else.
Use your creativity.
Yes. Anyone else? Questions? Burning questions that you need the answer to? Yes, friend.
What's the longest you've spent making a cosplay, and what was it?
You don't got answers for that?
I feel like it's hard to gauge time for me when I'm making cosplays because there's so much else going on in life, like work and stuff. But I do remember the time, I keep talking about my one Melina cosplay, but I made that whole thing in 2 weeks because I was rushing it. I was like, San Japan is coming up, I need to be ready. And I just had the idea, and then I was like, I'm doing it in 2 weeks, it happened. But I feel like other than that, it's really hard to gauge how long it takes for me specifically, because I just do so much at the same time. So I don't know, that was my answer.
It's called time blindness, and we all have it.
Yeah.
I don't really make my cosplay. I'm one cosplayer that buys them because I don't have really time to do one. But when in terms of purchasing a cosplay, it's the shipping that kills me, financially and time-wise. Yeah. So it will take you. Sometimes it's on pre-order. It will take you months, plus shipping and processing time. Because most of the cosplays are being done abroad, in China or in Asian countries. Seldom do they have warehouses here in the United States. But yeah, it sucks if you have to wait a long time just to get this cosplay that you want. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I always say I'm the 3-week queen. Give me 3 weeks and I can make absolutely anything, including 8 of the 10 fukus that we needed. So, yeah.
You did good. It was bomb. I would say probably like a month, but it's mostly because like I got my wig for my Starfire cosplay, did that, and then I got the fabric and I sat on it for like 2 weeks. And then I started on it and did all the props in like a week and a half and was like, yeah, this is probably why I shouldn't be answering questions about time management. So.
For me, it was Ryuko. Wait, is it going? Sorry. No, you're. Okay. It was Ryuko Tatsuma from My Hero Academia, the Dragon Hero, and I crafted that, I want to say, in 2017. It took me, I want to say, around 5 months because I was also studying for my bachelor's in CIS, and I was learning how to sew like satin fabric onto stretchy fabric, and it was a nightmare and a half to do. And I also had to make like her headpiece and everything, and I was going to hall mat with my friend at the time that was a really well-known cosplayer, and I had to guess the color palette too because she wasn't out yet. Like, she was in the manga, but nobody knew her color palette, so I had to guess. And I'll never forget it because I went to hall mat with her, and Leon Churro was there, and he stopped by, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" And it was just a really cool moment with Leon Churro. So, but that one took me forever, and that was a really good example of, I felt really cringe wearing it because it was one of the first ones I ever did, but it was really good, and someone that I looked up to noticed me. So it's a prime example of just dive in, try and have fun. Like, people will notice and they'll be happy for you.
All right, anyone else? Okay, we got these will be the last two. All right, we're lit. You go first, friend, and then we'll come back to you, friend, okay? All right, ready?
Okay, with the changing in the climate, definitely like the last 2 years, it's gotten hotter in the summer. And I know that, mostly indoors for the conventions, but do you find like the changing temperatures outside changing the way you view making new cosplays? Like, I would like to do this, but I want something lighter, or I want this, but more fabric. Do you take that into which cosplays you want to create?
Well, okay, for me, I'll chime in really quick as a maker. For me, it's the exchange policy. Just because it looks like leather on the screen doesn't mean I can't use something else that looks just like it that's lighter, you know what I mean? Because if I'm gonna cosplay it, I don't care if it's 100 degrees in Texas, I'm getting out there in it, and I'm gonna get my pictures taken, it's gonna look nice. So it's about, I think, finding different things that you can use that looks just like it, and then also the layering piece. Because like, if you think about a shirt, say the shirt has bandages on it, you don't have to put bandages over the shirt. Baby, make the bandages and sew them into the shirt and then cut out the inside. Then you don't have as many layers on. Those are the tips that I would give.
I just suffer. I can't suffer because I faint. Especially if it's hot. No, I'm not kidding. It's like several photo shoots that I have to postpone just because I fainted. Because of the Texas heat, but yeah, no, I don't do that.
So I just kind of like plan all my cosplays according to the season, to be fair. So like, there'll be like, usually I wouldn't wear this during summer, to be fair, but since I knew I would be inside 99% of the time anyways, and I knew it wasn't gonna be overly hot, I was like, it's whatever, it's not a big deal. But if I was going to somewhere like Akon, where you like have to walk a good bit outside to get to places, I would probably make sure that I wore something really light, really airy, like maybe say like an Idolish cosplay where like there's frilly skirts, something to kind of keep you more cool. And yeah, this would be more honestly like a winter kind of cosplay, something bigger like this with the long wig and everything, because you can get hot so easily in this. So.
I'd have to agree. I plan with the seasons. Last August, I did Ayla from Chrono Trigger, and I made that, and oh my goodness, I thought it was gonna be really easy to do because, it's just a fur suit kind of dealio. I got ill after we did the photo shoot. Like, it was bad. I was heating up, I got heat sickness. So sometimes it just happens, and there's nothing really you can do about it. We even shot early in the morning too, but it was way too hot. But I do try to plan to the seasons as well. and I've learned to not do outdoor shoots at all during August.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up with our last question, friend.
I got a fun one.
Okay.
Dream cosplay and dream location photo shoot for it.
Ooh, which one of y'all wants to go first? Which one of y'all? Is it you don't know what's the, okay, do you want to say what the cosplay is and we'll come up with the location together?
It's Eternal Venus.
Oh, then you definitely want to do it. There's this really pretty place in Dallas. It's got like columns, these huge columns that I think would look really pretty. It's giving Moon Kingdom, baby. It's giving.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's giving, girl. It's giving. Or like maybe like outside a government building that has a little big columns, you know, like with the nice stairs, like the Parthenon, the fake Parthenon in Nashville. It's giving. It's giving Millennium Palace, baby. It's that's what I would do. Sorry.
No.
As your friend. Yes, as your friend. Yes. Anyone else ready to go?
I don't know if you guys know Genshin Impact's Yai Miko. I just cosplayed her. No, it's actually a Chinese dress, but I want to cosplay her in a kimono in Tokyo with all the sakuras or the cherry blossoms. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
I want to see that.
I
I need to make that happen.
cosplay Ayato. So you know my Ayato wig is kind of like my Sunday wig is more comfortable than my Ayato wig. So I decided to say for my, because they look like they're the counterpart of Genshin and Ky Hikari. So I decided to say I'm gonna fix my Ayato cosplay and then put on my Sunday wig.
It's so real. Comfortability, man.
Yeah.
It's all important. As for me, I did mention already the Nightingale armor from Skyrim. That's my dream cosplay. And somewhere where it snows, I feel like would be really cool for photos.
Yeah, like Tennessee in the mountains.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes. That's good.
I want to see that.
Also, you know they have cherry blossoms in DC, and they have a cherry blossom festival. So if you can't make it all the way to Tokyo, you go to DC and get it done. Yeah. Come on, you ready?
I would love to do an armor set from Monster Hunter World, like the Iceborne, but do it in like Antarctica on like, have y'all seen those panoramic views of like the sea like completely frozen and it's just like see-through? Yes. That would be so sick. That would be a dream come true.
That would be so sick. That would be so sick. That would be so sick. I couldn't even answer this question. You guys did a great job. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Well, then we're gonna wrap it up unless you want my answer. Oh, he wants my answer. Okay. Ooh, I had a dream cosplay. That's so hard for me. Actually, I'll meet you and I'll go Eternal Sailor Moon. I'll go Eternal Sailor Moon is my answer because that's like dream cosplay. Yeah. And same thing because those are all the ideas. Or that, or Cardcaptor Sakura in DC. With the cherry blossoms, they're everywhere. I'm there. There's cards falling from the ceiling. Like,
I can see you doing that one too.
I know. One of my friends just moved to DC, and I was like, oh, it's over. Yes, well, girl, you come with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you come. We can stay at her house. It's free $3.99, and then we can just walk on over there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming to our panel. All of our lovely guests will be here tomorrow, the rest of the day. If you have any questions for them, you can come at their tables. Some of them have merch and other things. So go check them out.
Yeah.